Okay, so we're going to do some armbar defenses from if you've been putting your back spider web or wherever it is. So we'll go through them. I've been swept or he sat down from Z guard or not Z guard from Z mount or something, and he's got to his armbar position. Okay, so the first, everyone's doing this at the moment to defend the armbar. That normally comes about when he's crossed his feet underneath my, crossed his toes underneath my shoulder. So if he crosses my toes underneath my shoulder, then he keeps everything compact, and it's difficult for me to do anything. So I need to go to this kind of final defense. What I really would like to do is I really would like to keep this palm facing to the ceiling and hook in on this set of fingers here. The reason why that is if he really pulls on that, then the hook is being dragged into the other hook. If I do it the other way around, then the hook is being dragged out of the other hook. So I put one hook in this hook, elbow tucked tight against my ribs. The idea of tucking my elbow tight against the ribs is that he would find it difficult to get his legs underneath my shoulder. Okay, so this is where I kind of want to be. As I say, this total defense is good for stacking people when I look at it. But I'm going to get to here and I'm going to protect it. So Graham now puts his foot over the top of my head. So the first one that I really want to do is I'm trying to keep a gap between his feet. Once I keep a gap between his feet, once I get a gap between his feet, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put both of my hands onto the top knee. I'm going to give it a slight bridge and I push his leg down to the ground. Okay, once his leg's down to the ground, put my weight onto the leg. Okay, if I take my weight off the leg and I sit up at this point, he'll just retake the armbar. Okay, so I need to make sure that I'm taking all my weight onto the leg. Push, 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 push. And from here, I'm going to go for my underhook to my guard. Okay, so that's the first one. So he goes to here. I'm going to keep my elbow tight. I'm going to keep everything locked in nicely. Push, hands, take it to the ground. Drive myself back onto that leg, trying to keep my weight on the leg. Should really have dropped my hips at that point, so that from here I can suddenly drive into some kind of guard. Okay, that's number one. If they don't lock their feet together. Number two. Well, this is if you've got yourself in a bit of a poo situation. Okay, so he's managed to get his toes together underneath my bicep or underneath my arm. I'm trapped in here. Okay, it's just a matter of time. And say I've got a few seconds left on the clock, or even 30 seconds. I'm just going to stall him at this point. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my own wrist. Instead of grabbing my hand, I grab my own wrist and I stick it underneath my knee and I triangle up my own leg. Now when he tries to pull the arm out, it's really difficult for him to pull it out. And he can't bicep slice it and he can't do anything else. This is just stalling, alright? They used to call it the cheeky monkey, because you can kind of sit here all day. It doesn't matter how hard he pulls and tugs on this, as long as you've got a bit of grip strength, you ain't going to get that arm out, okay? And there's no way for him to force the hands apart, okay? So it's very difficult for him to slide down and remove things from it. So it's a really good way of stalling. The next one is what happens with everyone using spiderweb at the moment. This is a really sneaky Eric Paulson move, all right? And it's not really sneaky, it's just really, really good. So with the spiderweb, what people are doing is he's underhooking and grabbing his own thigh, and he's grabbing my leg. Now that stops the stack, all right? So I can't turn to my knees as easily, I can't step over his head. He's going to make his angle off over there, and he's going to get the armbar. Yeah? Sorry. So, what a lot of people are trying to do at this point is to free the legs and stack. What Eric does with a very similar move is he just grabs the wrist. Okay, so he grabs the wrist and he rips and pulls and takes the arm out. Okay, and once the arm's out, drives the elbow to the ground. Yeah, and people do not expect it. When I did it a few weeks ago, I didn't expect to do it, to be honest. It works the other way around as well. If he's silly enough to just pummel under here with one arm and control this leg, control this arm and not control this leg, so he might be basing over there. Again, it's just really easy. pull the arm out of there, and you will get away with it, so you should try it. Okay, next one. Next one is underhooking this leg with this arm. All right, so we've got to this position again. Okay, so what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to pull his heels to the ground on this side. I'm going to push this hand underneath his leg. Now the problem with this one is I am going to get bicep sliced to death if I'm not careful. All right, so once I get my hand underneath the calf, I need to block the bottom leg and hold on to the bottom leg. Okay, from here now, if he pulls, he actually pulls his own leg up. All right, and it's tight on my elbow, it's tough on my elbow, but it's going to help me survive the move. As he pulls on the elbow, I'm just going to walk my hips around. Okay, obviously I've got to be careful with triangles and him getting to mount and stuff like that, but it gets me to a position where I'm much safer than I was previously. Okay, one more time. I'm in here, I'm going to pull everything here, and I'm going to try and grab on the inside of his calf. Yeah, pull my own arm in, right, set it up really, really nice and tight. He pulls on that, I can pretty much hold it. As he pulls on it, I'm just going to walk my hips around. Just takes that leg over the top of the head. All right, pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Second to last one, I've got back to this point here, and I'm trying to keep his legs separate. I'm not a big fan of this one, but it works. So if you're better than me at stuff, this will work for you really well. Get my elbow underneath the leg, and I'm going to lift, and I'm going to grab the leg. From here again, I separate to be able to come up on top. Next one, I've run out of numbers. Can't count to above 5. Okay, so the next one is we're just going to stack him. Okay, so in this case, it wouldn't matter if I was at total defense. So if he takes his leg off for a second, I go here and he closes his legs over the top of my leg. Okay, if I'm in total defense, this is fine. I'm holding everything nice and tight. There's nothing that is going anywhere. I'm not a big fan of being here personally because the bicep slice is there. I'm going to walk my hips away, and then as I walk my hips away, I'm going to throw everything in this direction, trying to get that knee towards his hip. When I get it towards his hip, my body weight goes on top of his legs, and I step this one up, and I get this up as far as up his hoop as possible. And from here, with lots of pressure, slowly jerk this arm out to escape. Okay, so that's the stack. There's another one that I think I can't remember. What's the last one? Fantastic. Thank you. That's it.